now they're back in their own podcast. Sit back, relax, Still Spinning is here. Still spinning, still spinning, still spinning, still spinning.
Are we still spinning?
I'm not sure.
Somewhere, somehow, we're live somewhere, maybe just on YouTube. Maybe, I don't know what's going on. No idea. Hello and welcome to episode number 142 of the Still Spinning podcast. It is Dan and Nicole, and we thank you for joining us. If you're watching our live stream, Facebook is just going goofy tonight, and I don't know where we're broadcasting. I know we're live through YouTube. I think we are live somehow on my Facebook page. We're on Instagram.
Yep.
But I don't know about all those other places we broadcast to. I don't know.
We're just getting exclamation points.
Yeah. In fact, I don't even know if we're going to the Still Spinning page.
I don't think we are, according to what I'm seeing. We're just going, just yours. Not mine, not your comedy one. Surely not the Still Spinning one.
I can't tell you why. That's like
it's,
the
honestly,
Eagles.
It's just been what today is, I feel like.
You're right.
Today can really just F right off.
Yeah, it's been a long day for both of us. And so we just so if we seem a little sharp and snippy tonight.
Unusual for us.
Yeah, because usually we're wonderful balls of joy.
Beacons of love and huggery.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, Paul found us somehow, so that's all that matters.
All right, Paul. Well, where did you find us, Paul? Just out of curiosity. Paul joined us and hopped into our live chat. For those who just hear the podcast on Wednesdays, we do record this. This is probably the wrong time to plug this, but we do generally broadcast this. The live video of us recording the podcast goes out on Facebook and sometimes and YouTube and a few other places. So
it's on your page.
It's on my page. All right. Well,
that's all that matters, everybody.
I would invite everybody to come over to our page, but if you don't know that you can't, I can't invite you to come do it. So just FYI, it's always on YouTube as well. If you look up Still Spinning Podcast on YouTube, it's there too. So if you're ever having Facebook issues, and again, this is a Facebook thing, not us. So
yeah, for once.
Yeah, right.
Not our fault.
But we knew going into this because there was trouble scheduling it. There have been glitches all night on Facebook, and so so I said, well, let's see what happens. And of course, the ones that we were having trouble, the ones that just scheduled with no problems, they're
the ones that are failing.
Yeah, are all the ones that are failing right now. The ones that it took a lot of time to get actually took some work to make them work. Those are the ones that are working now. I don't know. All right, let's. Speaking of technology, Nicole.
Oh boy.
I know Nicole, for those of you who don't join us routinely, Nicole is a huge fan of AI. Anthropic, I don't know if you're familiar with Anthropic. They are behind Claude AI. And out of all the AIs, that is by far my favorite. I love the Claude AI. I am about a B minus, maybe C plus level coder. So when I need to create some code, I can kind of do it. It takes me a while, and I know where to look for pieces of code. Does that make sense? Like there's repositories. You can go find little pieces to say, okay, so I need my drop-down list to be created, and here's what I needed to say. Well, I can go find the code that I know that I can enter into the code that I'm working on that creates the drop-down list. I don't want to do it by hand. I probably could, but it would take forever. Anyhoodle, I've just out of curiosity once, about a month ago, I'm like, let me see. Apparently there's this Claude code thing. Let me see if this can do it. And boy, howdy. It was insane. I have made like 6 or 7 different apps in a couple of hours for like all of them. Like it is, and I've changed, it's just crazy how much this could do
Oh man. One of us just froze. It might be me. It might be Dan. I can't tell. Oh, man. I tell you what, everybody, this is really how today has been. It's just been a failure after one failure after another. I don't want there to be dead air. You know what, Jeff? That is an excellent question. I recently came across the. Is it me or is it Dan?
I think it's Dan because I can still see you.
All right. Apparently, Dan, you
Well-
were the frozen one.
Okay. I think there's some weird thing going
I
on
think
the
there might
internet
be.
tonight. Yeah.
Is it just?
Because I was talking too. I was like, can you still see?
I-
You guys see me? Because I could see me and I couldn't see you.
Yep.
This podcast is terrible.
This is the worst one we've done.
I don't know how I'm going to edit this.
I don't think you can. I think this one's a wash. Paul, I texted Paul and I was like, is it Paul or is it Dan or is it me? And he just came in here and he's like, you're still moving. But he's in the same space as me. I don't know if that affects the gods of the internet.
Okay. Let's see here.
I can hear and see you talking.
When in doubt, blame Dan. Yeah,
Dan-
fair enough.
Do you know what I came across?
What?
The-
Yeah, I did
The
because you.
barbershop version of our Dance and Ask Nicole's a Hag. It was an actual song.
Yes. So we should probably bring that into one of our podcasts.
Oh
in the
yeah, and we
future.
can because it's not. It's an original song. It's not
Yeah.
copyrighted.
Yeah, right. There's nothing. Yeah, it will not trigger any. Although who knows what triggers what anymore on the
Well,
socials.
that's
So
fair. That's fair. All right. Do you want to reset this one?
yes,
up?
I'm going to start over because I'm going to pretend like in case we have to redo introductions. I'm not going to do. You guys don't worry. I'm not going to do the whole Claude AI thing, but I'm going to just start over.
Just
Okay,
a little bit
so,
of a recap.
yeah.
And ready? Take two
Mhm.
in 3, 2.
Well, you know that Nicole loves the AI. And so
Mm-hmm.
one of the big AI companies is called Anthropic. They are the people behind what's called Claude and Claude Code and a few other Claude type things. So if you ever hear anybody talk about the Claude AI model, that is Anthropic. They announced this week they have a new, and it feels like every couple of weeks they come out with a new version. So now they're on I think it's Opus is the current version, right? And they charge you more to use the new version than the previous version. So the better you want your AI, the more you pay Claude or Anthropic. They announced that the new version, they have a brand new Claude AI version that they are not going to release to the public.
What?
It's too dangerous. The people
Oh,
who
Dan,
made
this is it.
listen to this. The people who made the AI said, nope, this one is way too dangerous for us to release. It's called Claude Mythos,
Mythos sounds right.
yeah. And that also sounds like where Balky was from.
Oh, Balky.
Yeah. They said that it has already found thousands of high security vulnerabilities in every major operating system and web browser.
Oh, good.
Flaws that were previously unknown to even the software's own developers.
Oh, God.
It doesn't require a sophisticated level of cybersecurity knowledge to be dangerous, meaning anybody with access to this code could pretty much instantly become an elite hacker.
Great. That's what we need. Even
Yeah.
more danger for some crazy crap to happen on the internet.
Anthropic has said they rolled it out to about 40 hand-picked organizations like Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Cisco was on the list under an initiative that they've called Project Glasswing, focused on defensive cybersecurity work. This is so dangerous. They can't release it. This is scary.
This is the end of the beginning, everybody.
I sit here and I wonder about this. Is this the responsible thing, what they're doing? Like, they have found all these flaws, and it's probably better to get these flaws to the browsers and to the companies, right? And
Yes.
say, okay, but
I'd probably do it a little more covertly and not let them know that it exists right now, like everybody else. I don't need to know this.
Well, that's funny you say that because the government is currently accusing them. So here's so something very interesting here. Now you also know that the Trump administration has a problem with Anthropic. I don't know if you like there was a big
because they have morals.
Yeah, well, they're saying that no, you can use our intelligence, but you can't use it for this, and they're like, screw you, you can't tell me who we can use it for. And like, yes, we can, it's ours. And they're like, anyway,
they lost their Pentagon. Not subscription, their Pentagon contract because they wouldn't just allow them to use it for whatever the heck they want to use it for.
Right. But so now the interesting thing is, so you say, okay, well, they have morals and okay, yeah. But there are a lot of people saying, and in fact, the administration is saying, look, you guys keep coming out with you're actually using this as PR. Like you're using this as, you're developing evil, terrible tools. And then you're going, hey, look, you're basically selling these tools to these other companies you've developed the tool that hackers could also use. So you're basically doing what like those people who hijack companies and then won't give them their data back for $1 million, unless they give them millions of dollars. You're basically doing the legal version of that, right? The Bitcoin people.
I don't think it's that. I think it's more like, hey, we've developed this thing that can really help you as a company fix some problems, but we're not just going to give it to you. You got to pay for it. I just don't think everybody else needs to know about it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then that means somebody could hack into their system and get this, and then we're effed.
So, yeah. So the question is this actually a tech company gatekeeping its most powerful tool while calling themselves the good guys? I don't know.
I don't know.
Too much about this. I can't talk. I don't know.
Right. The good guy, bad guy line is very, very thin when we're talking AI and what it can do and what it can't do. Because I think you could probably take every single application and somehow turn it into an evil use of it. Right. One of the big problems with ChatGPT is that I just saw a story. I just kind of skimmed through it, was that the amount of users asking it to show them pictures of people who aren't naked, but show them naked. So then it's generating a picture of, like, let's say some celebrity you want to see naked. And then it's like,
it's actually doing that.
Yeah. There's been a lot of reports of that kind of thing happening.
I thought it didn't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Last time I tried it wouldn't let me do it. What? No. I was, for research.
They didn't have any Pauly Shore pictures in the database, and that is why yours didn't work.
I know that a lot of them don't actually let you do pictures. So if you want to, because I will tell you, like one of the things that I tried to use ChatGPT for when for a trivia game, I've won. Sometimes I do a question: who would win in a street fight, Oprah or Martha Stewart? And I wanted to create a picture of Martha Stewart and Oprah, like in boxing, like in a boxing, like a boxing promo picture. And I did it and it came out okay, but I'm like, that doesn't super look like, that's not like Oprah and Martha. I said, I can kind of see both of them, but then I did a little research. They won't actually let you create stuff like that with actual celebrity, with like actual known people. So,
well, the people who are asking for the naked ones probably don't care that it's not exactly them. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Like you were looking for they were just like, oh, those are what Scarlett Johansson's boobs look like. They have no.
Is that why do people?
Because people are disgusting.
But okay, but I don't know. Like, if you want to see boobs, there are like thousands and millions of places to go speak. Do you have to see Scarlett Johansson's? Like, what's the thing there? Like, I mean,
I don't know.
Can't you? I mean, there's got to be some porn star named like Scarlett Johansson or something like that. Looks like her, right? Like, there's like they have a lot of those. Why do you have to? I don't know. I don't know either. But I don't know. Again, I think it's a very fine line when we're talking good versus bad in this kind of stuff. I surprisingly also have a AI ChatGPT story. Okay.
This is talking about how ChatGPT, people are turning to ChatGPT instead of turning to their friends. So the idea that they're talking to these couple of friends, and they said that their friendship kind of broke apart because one girl, Sophia, said, I try using AI as much as possible. The majority of her inner circle, she prefers to steer clear or her friend Monica prefers to steer clear because of environmental and cognitive impacts. But Sophia's like, I want someone to listen to me. So she goes home, she's overwhelmed, she finds it helpful to word vomit into ChatGPT and then have it validate her and have it give her like positive feedback, like you're so great and you're doing all these things. And it goes on to say that there's over 2 billion queries processed on ChatGPT every day.
Yeah, I believe that. I'm about
every
20% of those.
Day. No. And that's 900 million weekly active users. So now that it's starting to get used for something like therapy or venting or that, like there's a lot of controversy in this, both from the people side of things, but also the professionals, right? Professional psychologists and things like that. Like, as smart as AI is, it doesn't understand nuance, right? It does not understand.
Yeah, it doesn't yet.
But you know what it's doing?
It's learning.
Taking, yeah, because most of the, like, if you do online therapy, most of them have an AI element that takes the notes.
Yeah.
And what it's doing, it's collecting all that data so that
literally, this is the Borg. I don't know how many people watch Star Trek, but this is the Borg. I mean, exactly. This, like, they're just putting us all in a big cube and they're mining our brains. And at some point we're just going to be floating around in space in a big dark cube with all our brains connected. I don't even know why we'd be doing that, because I don't know, but this is very scary.
It really is genuinely terrifying. I'm very glad I don't have kids, because I can't even imagine what this whole situation and world is going to lead to. We talked about AI schools last week on how they're moving towards a model where there's not even teachers anymore.
Yeah.
Now AI is just teaching your kids. And I find that terrifying.
Jeff says, how can we be sure this isn't AI? Dan, who won the 1982 World Series and in how many games? That was the Cardinals, I believe. And was it Cardinals Brewers 82? Is that it? Yeah, Cardinals Brewers. And I think, was it 5 games? Here's the thing. AI would know the answer to this. So AI would be 100% sure. Well,
and they wouldn't have had the start we had.
Yeah, right. AI would have done a much better job at getting this thing up and running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I will tell you that I've noticed, so I use all different kinds of AIs, and I intentionally do this just because I'm trying to, like, each one is better at other things. Like ChatGPT is much better at graphics than Claude, which I use. Claude is very matter of fact. But they both kind of, if you're asking it a question where people are going to try to hide the answer a little bit, where there's a politically correct answer and a not politically correct answer, they're not good. Go to Grok. Grok has no filter, which sometimes is not good. But if you need something with no filter and just basic facts and say how many, because ChatGPT and Claude to some extent will try to, like, sugarcoat the answer. It's crazy. Grok will just tell you, blah, 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 they'll vomit out the numbers if you're looking for numbers. They won't try to qualify them or anything like that. They will just say, here's the numbers you're looking for. I have noticed a huge tendency on, and it's just all of a sudden on Claude happening, but it's always happened on ChatGPT, to go over the top and tell you, hey, that's a great idea. They're
too much affirmation.
Yes. So the story that you're telling me kind of makes sense, because they go over the top when telling you when an idea is good, even though you know it's not a good idea. You say, I'm trying to look, I need some, I'm doing this for a trivia topic. What about this kind of question? You're like, hey, that's a fantastic idea. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, they're going to love that. Do that. And I'm like, okay, calm down. It's not that good of an idea.
Claude, chill out.
Yeah. And if you go to Grok and you say, Grok, listen, I want you to tell me if this is a good idea or a bad idea, it'll just be like, nah, that won't work. That's
a
crappy.
Terrible idea.
Yeah. It's they all have their own little nuances and their pluses and their minuses, but that does not surprise me in any way, what you're telling me, that people want to go there and talk to them, because it is an insane level of over the top. ChatGPT, I think, is the worst. Claude is catching up. Yeah. And Grok, just I think you tell it not to do it, it's like, all right, here you go.
Yeah, it just sounds to me like people who just want to have their own ideas reinforced as opposed to hearing actual feedback from somebody. You know, they don't want bad news. Just tell me how great I am. It's a participation trophy for the year 2026.
Yes. If you want to test this, go to all three. Just pull up all three and go to ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, tell me I'm an idiot. And ChatGPT will say something like, nah, that's not very nice. You're not blah, blah, blah. And go to Claude and say, Claude, tell me I'm an idiot. And Claude will go, no, here's the reason we don't do that. We can't say that kind of. Go to Grok and say, Grok, tell me I'm an idiot. And say, you're a friggin' idiot. Like it'll
Okay.
It'll do what you say. That's the perfect test. If you want to see what I'm talking about, go put that same sentence into all three and watch what happens. It's pretty funny.
The technology in our lifetime, Dan, is mind-boggling.
It is.
And even beyond just our lifetime, the past 5 years, like I cannot process it all.
I was sitting there watching Artemis come back to planet Earth, which is watching Artemis. I'm at my kitchen table watching a live view of a spaceship coming back, like from the spaceship. I'm looking at a camera out the front of the spaceship as it's coming back to Earth. Can you imagine? Go back to yourself, like when you were in, like, you know, and I don't know, just making us seem old, but go back even to like to high school or to, remember we all sat around and watched the Challenger explode. Then we all went, all right, well, let's go back to
they just wheeled the TV back out because that's when they had TVs.
Yeah, because they had to wrap the cord back up and drag it back out. Are you old enough? Of course you're older than me.
Yeah.
I was going to say, are you old enough to remember the cassette tape movie, like the bing, and then somebody had to actually push the button to bring up the next picture? So it was like a movie, but it was actually played on cassette.
Yes.
And so it was basically it was the early version of PowerPoint is what it was. You were watching, because it was one slide up on screen and it would play a movie and then the thing would go bing, and somebody actually had to physically push the button to change to the next slide.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about those. But yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Love those. Yes.
But and now look what's happening. Like everything's listening to us and writing code in seconds, and it's freaking terrifying, everybody.
All right. So next story. Remember back during COVID when everybody ran out, got rid of their apartments, they bought a van, right? They're posting all those golden hour sunsets from the middle of nowhere. Instagram drowning in those pictures. Well, that dream is officially over. And the used RV market is basically a garage sale right now.
Wow. Great.
Now, you know me, and I've always said I want to live. I would love to live full time in an RV. I would love to do that. I still to this day, it would be like 1 week if I'm working out at the Grand Canyon this week, and then the next week I'm in. The problem is that everybody says to make that work, you can't live like you're on vacation. Like you can't, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to do that, you got to go to the grocery store and buy groceries to eat, and you can't go do something every day. You can't go, hey, if you live like you're on vacation, you can't do it because you're going to run out of money quickly.
Right. Yeah.
But I said the problem was, we were talking about it, but the problem was right at the beginning of the pandemic there, those prices on everything just skyrocketed. And you and I talked about it. I'm like, the prices are crazy on this right now. And I said, if you just wait a couple of years, these people who bought these back in like 2021, you're going to be able to get these for pennies on the dollar. And apparently that's what's going on right now.
That's awesome.
And I'm still I'm not going to go buy one, I don't think. But
no, I'm not surprised. I think there were a lot of things that happened during the pandemic.
Yeah.
That people are now like, oh, we're back to normal, and now this no longer fits into my lifestyle. So there is no part of me that is shocked that people don't want to live in a camper.
Yeah. And apparently, so the other thing that one of the big problems is that back during the pandemic, when the prices were going up, these RV companies, and they were just crapping these things out like crazy.
Sure.
So number one, that's created a bunch of them. But number two, they weren't doing like a lot of R&D stuff. So a lot of these things that are out there, they're already like technologically outdated.
Oh,
right? Because,
really?
Yeah, a lot of people want like solar. They're not built. Solar stuff's not built in. There's a lot of, there's just a lot that's outdated with these things already. And it's just a few years old because people just wanted to buy them. They didn't care. So they just they just get them all out there. And now the market's just inundated with them.
Yeah. And I don't
Go
think
ahead.
people think through all of the things you need to live in a camper full time. Like, yeah, you're going to be working. Okay, well, you got to have internet.
Starlink.
Starlink. You got to get Starlink, and that's not cheap, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to have a car as well? Then you got to tow a car, and I can't even imagine like towing a car behind an RV. I'll be clearly none of this appeals to me.
Oh,
Never
it
has,
does
never
me.
will.
The idea of me, although I sort of evolved on this. I don't know if I want to do it full time because I watched a lot of people, and this is even before the pandemic. We subscribe to a lot of like YouTube channels of people who live full time, and they describe something that's called decision fatigue, where because when you live in an RV, you got to think about where am I emptying the crapper. Right.
Yep.
Where there's a lot of things you got to think about that you don't have to think about in a house.
Sure.
The weather, like, you got like all this. And then every time, like, where are we going next? I don't know. You don't have to think about that every day. But when you live in an RV full time, you do. Like, where are we going to be next week? I don't know. Do we go north? Do we go south? Do we go? What's the weather doing? Where's the, what's going on? Oh, there are fires out west. We can't go out west. We got to go this way. And they talk about that decision fatigue. So I think I've sort of evolved I don't want to live full time in an RV, but I now want to travel. I want to, if I could do all of my comedy shows and if I could do the trivia shows and everything and never have to stay in a hotel another night in my life.
That would be nice.
That would be what I would consider a win. So maybe it's always nice to have a house, right? A place to come back to. But if I could do that and just take the dog, the fam, get everybody in the car, right? Just let's go for this. We're going to be gone for like 5 days. Yeah. Let's go. The what?
The Dan van.
The Dan van.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. I could see, now that is a practical application of an RV is to make it your show vehicle. Plus, you have a lot of stuff that you
I do
transport, so that would be helpful too. So for something like that, it would probably make sense.
Yeah. So maybe I'll need to look at maybe the business should buy the RV right now.
Oh, where are you going to park it?
Stop.
What practical thinking?
Yeah, you're coming up with all these actual. I don't know where I'm going to park it, Nicole. You guys got a place? You got off-street parking, right?
Yeah. It would definitely not fit an RV. Let me tell you. I'm not even sure you could get into the alley. Oh my gosh. All right, everybody. This was an interesting story that caught my eye. This is all around TikTok, which I don't TikTok, but I thought this was interesting. And I've heard, I'll get into it. So there's a woman named Melania Lee. She's a 31-year-old wedding baker based in San Antonio. She joined TikTok during the pandemic. Like many people at the time, she was bored and began using the platform to pass the time and advertise her business, but she didn't expect a cancer diagnosis. 4 years after she joined the app, a commenter with the username PickleFart told her that her neck looked asymmetrical in a way that could suggest she had a goiter, an enlarged thyroid gland, and she should get it checked out. That clinician turned out to be right. She did have thyroid cancer. She got treatment quickly and less than a year later was cancer-free. My oncologist actually was in awe that I caught it so early, and I hate to see it, but I wouldn't have gone to a doctor unless I'd seen that comment. The process was accelerated by someone named PickleFart, can I say. So it turns out that PickleFart, her real name is Billie Jean Tuomi, does this often. She has accurately diagnosed in the comments section dozens of videos alerting content creators of potential thyroid problems. And at least 4 of those turned out to be very serious advanced cancer diagnosis. She said if it weren't for the original comment, she'd probably be sick or still have cancer. And she owes her life to TikTok now. Now, this woman, PickleFart, she's also known as the Thyroid Avenger. Yeah. Some people have started to call her. She herself was diagnosed with thyroid cancer in 2012 and thankfully is cancer-free now. But obtaining the diagnosis, undergoing all the treatments were a difficult process. So she's trying to help other people. If she sees this happening, she tries to help. And first off, you have to take note of anything a user named PickleFart says.
Yeah.
Like,
although do you? That you might if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna try to put on a cape and run around and do this, you should probably change your name from PickleFart.
No, you remember PickleFart. Also, do you think it's because you ate a lot of pickles and your fart smelled like pickle? Or
I don't eat pickles. I don't know. Does that
What do you
happen?
mean you don't eat pickles?
I don't eat pickles.
I could literally sit down with a jar of dill pickles and eat like a quarter of them in one setting.
I just got to the point where I can eat like dill pickle flavored something like cashews or something like that.
Okay.
I don't like, but I don't eat pickles. I never have. But
because it's a cucumber at its core.
probably.
Probably.
Do you when you eat? Do your farts smell like pickles?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I don't know what pickle fart. I don't know what that means. But I like it, and I think it stands out. But this reminds me, there was an HGTV personality who I think is still on, Tarek El Moussa.
Oh yeah.
He and his wife Christina, first wife. Now he's married to someone.
Say,
rich
aren't they
just like
divorced
her.
now?
I
Right?
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're divorced for a while. They had a divorce show. But a similar thing happened to him where someone who watched the show reached out and mentioned that his neck looked inflamed. And I can't remember if he had thyroid cancer or Hodgkin's. He had something, but he only went to a doctor
It's
because
like lymphoma. He had like a lymphoma.
he might have had lymphoma. It was something. But he only went to a doctor because someone else online or watching him on the television noticed it and reached out. So, people helping people. Pickle Fart is a hero. I don't care what you say.
So let me ask you though, I feel like yes, but I just want to play devil's advocate here for just
Please.
a moment. Pickle Fart is going around like, do you ever run into one of those friends who had something like happen to them?
Oh, yeah.
Let's say like they had to have a mole and it was skin cancer and they had it
Mm-hmm.
removed and they weren't, it was just done, right? Like there's no, like they didn't go through any chemo.
Yeah.
They just like, oh, I got skin cancer. But then all of a sudden they become like the skin cancer expert on
Mhm.
things. And then like every mole you get, they're like, you better get that mole checked out. Trust
Yep.
me, I know because I had mine. And they tell the story. Like you ever, like I have a friend who did that and would tell somebody at like the coffee shop, the waitress, oh, I'd get that
Oh.
mole checked out. Like, will you stop doing that to everybody? Like if, stop it. And so to me, Pickle Fart might be a little, I suppose it's good, right? Get checked.
Yeah.
If
What's the harm? I also think there's something different than approaching a stranger in public and approaching a stranger via the internet.
do you think so?
You
Because
think?
it makes
But I'm
it
just
worse. It
saying,
makes it
like-
worse. No, I think it makes it worse
On the
over the
internet?
internet. Yeah.
I don't know. First off, again, I wouldn't take note of anything Pickle Fart said just because of that username. I think it's great. I get what you're saying. It could be construed as rude if you're like, but also people wanna help. I'm a standardized patient for a med school. I used to work for a medical exam, and there were times where sometimes they would do the exam, and then as they were leaving, they're like, "Hey, just so you know, like you should probably I felt something. You should probably get it checked out." They were always wrong, but it was nice because one of them one time told me they were like, "I think I feel a nodule on your thyroid." And I was like, oh God, because I do have thyroid issues. And so, my next appointment, I got checked and it was fine. But, they're trying to help. They're people helping people, Dan.
But you're talking about these are med students.
Well, those were med students.
Pickle Fart's not a med student.
Well, that's true. Pickle Fart's Dr. TikTok, baby.
And I just looked it up, by the way. Picklefart.com is registered, but there's no website there. So,
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
you could help out. But also, the American Thyroid Association recommends adults get their thyroid function tested once every 5 years, starting at 35. So check it out, baby. Check it out. You don't need Pickle Fart to tell you.
No.
Dan and Nicole will tell you.
Yep. Well, and if we don't, AI will do it.
No, AI will diagnose you and tell you how to cut it out yourself.
But they'd be right.
Maybe. They're not always right, Dan.
What's
You know
are
they're
you
not
gonna are you
always
gonna
right.
am I gonna listen to Chat GPT or Pickle Fart?
Pickle Fart?
I don't know.
Man, if Pickle Fart has any sense, they are making a logo right now that is a pickle farting. And if they are not, I don't know what to do.
Just before, I was gonna say I was gonna see if I could
You're
throw
gonna
up a little Chat GPT and see if it could make a website for.
Somebody
Pickle Fart.
already has. And the second that I said somebody needs to make a logo with a pickle farting, someone's already done it.
It's already been done in the background. Chat GPT is listening.
Yeah,
It's
probably
already
it's just
made it.
waiting.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah.
waiting for one of us to open ChatGPT and be like, here's your pickle fart logo.
Yep.
Oh, man. What a great name. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for sticking with us. We had a couple technical glitches there at the beginning. However you found us, whether you watched us live, whether you're listening to the recording on Wednesday, we really appreciate you. We will not be here next week. I will be in dun, 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 dun.
Dallas.
Dallas, Texas. No, I will be in New York. So we will not be here. But we will be back in 2 weeks. We hope that you have a wonderful April. I don't know. Is it going to be May by the time?
I should mention. So kids, there was that song that I just did was a TV show theme song for the show called Dallas on TV. So yeah,
TV theme songs.
And then for the real kids, TV shows used to have theme songs that would start each show, so you know the show was starting. And then
not just like a weird noise.
Yeah, for the super kids, the young kids, TV is this thing we used to sit around and watch. There was a box that was sort of on the wall or sometimes on the floor, and it would broadcast videos right to that through the air. Not even through the internet, but right through the air. It would come right to that box, and that's where we would get our entertainment from. So
no one that young is listening to this podcast, Dan. I'm just telling you this right now. Although I follow a couple of fun Gen Xers on Instagram who one owns a record store and he likes to ask like young kids to pronounce band names.
Nice.
From the 80s. And I never realized, I guess Depeche Mode doesn't just roll off the tongue. It's very fun. And
you're right. How would you? I can see that.
Husker Du was another one that there were a lot of really great ones. And there's also a guy who's got a young daughter who's probably, I don't know, in her early teens. And he just asks her, like, what do you think a phone book was? And she's just like, what? It's so entertaining.
Speaking of the phone, I said something. I was at this was at Starbucks, shocker.
What?
And there was a mom and her kid there, and her mom told her to hang up the phone. And she's like, I'll call you back. Okay, bye. And she's like, why do people say hang up the phone?
Oh, God.
And I'm like, yeah, she wouldn't know. She would have no idea why.
What a dial tone sounds like? They have no idea.
None.
Oh, my God.
None.
Well, if that didn't hurt your brain.
Yep. All right.
I don't know what will.
You were ending the show. I apologize. I interrupted.
Oh, that's fine. We will see you in 2 weeks. Have a great one, everyone.
Still spinning.